What is going on, my Houston Texans family? Hope you guys are having a blessed Tuesday. Now, we talked about the offense yesterday. Now, let's talk about this 2025 Houston Texans defense. And in my opinion, the Houston Texans are going to have one of, if not the best defense in the NFL. When I look at this unit from top to bottom, I see Pro Bowlers. I see all pros. I see Super Bowl experience. I see that this unit is led by head coach D'Amico Ryans, who is entering year 3 of him being head coach of the Houston Texans. He is also getting better, which is why I believe that this Houston Texans defense will take another step forward in 2025. And I think it's going to be one of the reasons why teams are going to be afraid of the Houston Texans. I am excited. And let me also say this. I think right now there are 2 players that should get consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. And that is Derek Stingley Jr., All-Pro Sting, and Will Anderson Jr. entering year 3. With that being said, we're going to continue to talk about this Houston Texans defense, but let me know your thoughts down below. Is this going to be one of the best units in the NFL? Is this going to be the best defense in the NFL? My name is Ruben Calavillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. So please make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord, let me know down below, and I will personally send you guys the invite. But moving on, starting with, in my opinion, the strongest part of this Houston Texans defense, and that is the secondary. It starts with the guy that I mentioned earlier, Derek Stingley, All-Pro Sting, the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. I think Derek Stingley is going to have another fantastic year for the Houston Texans. Quarterbacks are not going to throw his way, and when they do, he is going to turn it over. Derek Stingley has elite hands. He's just elite at everything that he does. Even against the run, he is fantastic. He is QB1. He's arguably the best cornerback in the NFL. However, there is a demon up there in Denver. Cornerback number 2. I mean, if Derek Stingley is 1A, Kamari Lassiter has to be 1B, because he had himself a fantastic year 1 coming out of Georgia. Kamari Lassiter just brings that dog mentality to the Houston Texans secondary, to the Houston Texans defense. You see him posting the pictures of the black Air Forces before the game. Kamari Lassiter is growing on me, and I think he is going to continue off of a solid year 1 where he was just as elite in coverage as Derek Stingley, and maybe a little bit more ferocious in the run game. But Kamari Lassiter proved a lot of people wrong in year 1 after that slow 40. He can be elite in this league. Your nickel cornerback, well, it's the human torpedo in Jalen Petrie. Head coach D'Amico Ryans playing Petrie to his strength, closer to the line of scrimmage, blowing up the run. How many turnovers did Jalen Petrie create this season? I am excited for Jalen Petrie, a healthy Jalen Petrie, and you felt his presence gone after his torn pectoral injury. If healthy, Derek Stingley is just the icing on top of the secondary. But those are, your 3 cornerbacks. You also look at the guys that you drafted. But I want to see a lot of Derek Stingley. I want to see a lot of Kamari Lassiter. I want to see a lot of Jalen Petrie. And your 2 safeties. Your other young part of this secondary, Kalen Bullock, entering year 2. Just a ball hawking safety. He is going to commit a turnover for you at any given moment of the game. You felt his presence in the Miami Dolphins. You also felt his presence later on in the season. Him and Kamara Lassiter just kept on feeding off of each other. And we saw Kalen Bullock, man, just be a ball hawking safety. He is going to get better. Then you add in CJ Gardner-Johnson, who the Houston Texans got in a trade from the Philadelphia Eagles, sending them Kenyon Green and a 6th-round pick. We're talking about a Super Bowl champion safety. We're talking about one of the best safeties in the league. CJ Gardner-Johnson, even before he joined the Houston Texans, I said this is a Super Bowl caliber defense. With him added to it, dear God, this could be an historic defense, ladies and gentlemen. It has the potential if everyone stays healthy. But that is your secondary. Your elite secondary. Your linebacking core, I'm a fan of. Question, though. Who is going to be your 3 linebackers? Because right now, if you're asking me, it's Azeez Al-Shaair, coming off of a strong year 1 with the Houston Texans. We know what happened towards the end of the season. His suspension after the questionable late hit on quarterback Trevor Lawrence, knocking him out. And he quickly became a fan favorite. Everyone loves Azeez Al-Shaair. DeMeco loves himself Azeez Al-Shaair. He's the captain of this team for a reason. Your linebacker number 2, Henry To'oTo'o. His jump from year 1 to year 2 was surprising. And it would not shock me if he takes another step forward in year 3 under head coach DeMeco Ryans, whose specialty is that linebacking unit. I think your linebacker 3 is Christian Harris. I did not forget what he did towards the end of the season 2 years ago. If healthy, Christian Harris could be a fantastic linebacker for this Houston Texans. I mean, what he did against the Cleveland Browns, what he did against the Baltimore Ravens, he was the best player on the field for the Houston Texans. EJ Speed, where do we see him? I'm not sure, but he's going to have an opportunity to get himself some reps. I definitely see EJ Speed being on special teams. He posted a workout video a couple of days ago, just looking absolutely jacked. But your linebacking core is nasty. It's ferocious. And if healthy, it's going to be pretty damn good. Now, your front 4, this is where I get excited. Because you got 2 dominant edge rushers. Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter getting an extension also in the offseason. I think Will Anderson Jr., guys, entering year 3 is going to enter J.J. Watt type level of play where at any given moment he can get to the quarterback. And I think that, Danielle Hunter himself, I think his game is going to age. I think he's just always going to be a pure pass rusher, giving you double-digit sacks every single year. Danielle Hunter is a Hall of Fame player, ladies and gentlemen. And I honestly think the Houston Texans are going to keep on giving him 1-year deals until he just don't want to take him no more and wants to try to go win a ring somewhere else. But hopefully it's here in Houston. You got 2 dominant edge rushers who are not only great against the pass, but fantastic against the run. And like I said with Will Anderson Jr., I think he has potential to be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He was on a roll until his injury. He came back, started slow, but then really got it going in the playoffs. Just absolutely dominating against the Kansas City Chiefs. Will Anderson Jr. is going to be special. Your 2 guys up front, I think your 2 defensive tackles in the middle are going to be Sheldon Rankins, who the Houston Texans brought back after a very solid year 1 with DeMeco Ryans. Went to Cincy, didn't work out. Now he returns, and I think he is going to be one of your starting defensive tackles, a veteran, and, expecting big things from Sheldon Rankins. I think your second defensive tackle is going to be a battle between between these two guys. I think the battle is going to be between Mario Edwards Jr., who had a fantastic year for the Houston Texans. But I think the guy who's going to win the battle and overall start week 1 is Tim Settle Jr., coming off of a 5-sack season. You know the story where he got a new watch every single sack that he got in. We're talking about another player who just brings just ferocity to this defensive line, is not afraid to just talk trash to the opposing team. I like the future of Tim Settle being here for a while. I believe he's 28 years old. Defensive tackles last a while in this league. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think the Houston Texans starting 2 defensive tackles will be Sheldon Rankins and Tim Settle Jr. And when you look at this defensive line, Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Rankins, Tim Settle Jr., you know both of your edge rushers are going to get double-digit sacks. Can Sheldon Rankins replicate what he did in year 1? Remember that game against Cincy where he had 3 sacks? Can Tim Settle replicate what he did last year? 5 QB bags? I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys let me know your thoughts about the 2025 Houston Texans defense. For more Houston Texans content, feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.